So I guess we're live. Hello. So my name is Riccardo, and I'm a personal branding photographer. I'm here with Jose Franca. Jose, you want to present yourself?
Hi, Riccardo. Good morning. I'm Jose Franca. I'm an independent consultant specializing in people and leadership development.
Fantastic. So yeah, I've asked Jose to come to a Zoom video and to talk a bit about the process that we went through together. So I recently did a photo shoot with Jose, and yeah, so just wanted to ask him a few questions about that. So Jose, so how did we meet also? Because that's quite an interesting story, isn't it?
It is. We first met a couple of months ago at online networking, and I remember we were part of the same breakout conversation, and I saw you a couple more times. And then recently you came to an online networking event I was hosting at meow.co. And as we got talking about kind of branding, there was this kind of going, it was the right time, because I was, someone I was working with had asked me for a couple of photos that I needed. And I've been using some very old ones from a few years ago, before I had more white hair. And I thought, right, great that I've saw Riccardo again, because I actually need photos. So immediately I sent you an email going, can we talk about getting some new headshots?
Yeah.
So that was kind of my immediate reaction.
Yeah.
And kind of looking back, what I wasn't prepared was for the response I'll get from you, kind of the challenge, kind of going, do you really need headshots? What do you need headshots for? So kind of, I went from, I just need photos because someone asked, to actually, I need to think through this as to why do I need it? How could I use it? And so on.
Yeah.
No, so yeah, so from online virtual networking, not having met face to face, to here we are doing a photo shoot, and now we've got great photos to work with.
Yeah, no, it's one of the amazing things I think about the lockdown and the pandemic, that you get to know people that perhaps before it would have been very difficult to meet. So I think that's really incredible. It's really interesting what you said before about headshots, because I'm not a big fan of the terminology. I don't like the term headshots, because so, and you did on a previous conversation, you did mention something about headshots, so you were kind of looking for headshot, but then during the process you discover something, isn't it?
Yes, it was, and it's really interesting, because kind of going back to what you said earlier, meeting people in a pandemic, it's all virtual. Can you really build connections and relationships? I think you can. And I think it worked with the two of us, because we'd seen each other a couple of times. So apologies, someone's trying to call. Yes, you can build those connections and relationships. But also, I'd come across lots of other photographers on the various online networking events I'd been to. And it was very much this kind of, it was very process driven in a way that, you turn up in the studio, you sit there, smile, we chat, you do some photos and all of that. And what you made me realize was that there's more to that. And so it was looking at kind of, we got some beautiful headshots in the end, but done it in a different way. And what I didn't want to do is turn up in a studio, be behind a green screen, because I've done those. So the photos I was using was the look, pose, look this way, look that way. I'm kind of going, fine, I'll just get it done. But do I enjoy that process? Not as much. So for me, it was kind of challenging my thinking about headshots. So yes, you can get some great photos in different settings, in different ways.
Yeah, it's interesting, because I think for me, photography is I always say to my clients that it's not about the beautiful photos, which we all want at the end, but it's a process, and it's really like a journey that you do together. In fact, I've been thinking that perhaps I should change, the type of product that I'm selling, which is, rather than photography or personal branding photography or portrait, whatever, is more like a photographic journey that I offer to clients, which is, you clearly just mentioned that, which is, and I'm really pleased, because for me, because I've been working in advertising for many years as director and producer. So for me, that's always been a very interesting aspect, so really kind of building a relationship, and I think, what you're saying is kind of confirming that in a way. So it's
yeah. I've worked in the creative industries a bit like you say as well, and we talk about storytelling, and with photography you need that storytelling as well. And as we're talking, I'm thinking, if I was standing in front of a green screen in a studio taking just headshots, could I really tell the same story that the photos tell in the process we went through? Because as we were walking through the different locations and trying different things, it was almost like we're telling a story in a way.
Yeah, interesting. Maybe we should show some of the photos that we did, just to get a flavor of what we did. Yeah, and it's interesting, because we did discuss about the locations as well, and it was we kind of agreed that London Bridge was a good. I mean, that's actually quite interesting, because we did find this reflection by accident, but it was it's a very strong.
And that was one of my favorite photos, actually. And that one, so
I agree.
I've used that one I've used that one a couple of times as well.
Yeah, and this is interesting because this was literally outside London Bridge.
That was one of the first ones
where we met. Yeah, exactly. So it's and we did a lot of walking as well, which I quite
socially
enjoy.
distanced everyone.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a very organic process, I thought, and no, it was good, but as you said, the preparation before, it kind of helped in a way to make the process fluid, I think. So
yeah, I think it was all the conversations we've had, the questionnaires that you've sent, and it's really interesting, because of the work that I do. I'm used to working with people to understand the what do they stand for, what's the vision, what's the branding, what's the mission, how do they want to show up, show up as your true self, in front of people, in front of wherever they are. So it's one of those, I tell lots of other people how to do it, but I had to do it for myself. So I had to do a bit of thinking. Luckily, I've done lots of sessions around kind of self-awareness and personality. So I know lots of traits about myself that I could bring. And that really helped us kind of find the location, the type of style I was going for. Because I remember saying that when you asked me what kind of image do you want to portray, and for me there's this kind of fun element of me, but there's this also kind of serious and formal and business-like. So it was about kind of combining both. I didn't want to kind of come across as this kind of mean consultant, but I didn't want to come across as this kind of just fun consultant either. I wanted that kind of balance, and approachable, welcoming, warm, and friendly. And I think through a lot of the photos we capture that. And I've shared some of the photos with friends and family to get some feedback. People whose feedback I really value, and they said, "Yeah, you definitely capture that." So thank you.
Yeah, fantastic. Maybe do you want to talk more about so the use that you're gonna do of the photos? I mean, of course, you already use them on your website. In fact, it looks great. With the color palette. Have you changed the color because of, or did you always have this?
I did, yes. So, talk about personal branding, kind of trying to. So I've kind of tried to match it to the, especially on the landing page. So there is that, and I thought about the way I use that photo, but for me that one shows there's this his professional, quite down to earth, but welcoming. Even though a lot of people don't like the crossed arm, for me being crossed arm is actually a way of relaxing. So for other people might be this kind of closed, and for me that's kind of welcome, come and talk to me, let's have a conversation.
Interesting.
And then if I've also used some on my second page about me, which is kind of the more down to earth, informal, relax, especially that one. So that's one of my so that's kind of the cheeky side of me that I bring into the work that I do.
It's interesting because if you remember, you know, that photo, the one with the blue background, I said to you, out of all the ones that you chose, I think that's the one that I'm not sure. And then I don't know, while I was working on the post-production and just looking at your expression, I just thought, actually, there's some kind of, I know why he picked that, you know, and it was, but it's interesting, you know, because it's a very, I really like it now, but at the beginning, I was really not very convinced. So yeah, I mean, the
Yeah,
magic.
it's about kind of that one puts across the that side of me that's kind of the fun, the creative, the kind of almost kind of mischievous and cheeky side of me, combined with the kind of more slightly kind of formal, you know, and professional side.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, anyway, Jose, it's been really good sharing this journey with you, and no, I'm really happy also that, you know, you're using your photos, and so you're having good feedback. So that's good, you know. But it's yeah, it's been a great journey. So thank you so much, and speak to you soon. All
Yeah,
right.
you're welcome. Thank you very much. Take care.
Okay. Cheers. Thank
Thanks.
you.